In a sport that thrives on larger-than-life characters, impossible goals, and dramatic moments, there are players whose brilliance often lies just beneath the surface. Karim Benzema is one of those players. He isn't always the flashiest star on the field. He's not the type to chase headlines or court controversy. But when you take a closer look, you'll find that prime Benzema was one of the most complete forwards to ever grace the game. His talent was undeniable, his contributions indispensable. So, just how good was Karim Benzema at his peak? To understand the true magnitude of Benzema's greatness, we must go back to his early years, before the spotlight of Madrid, before he became the main man at the Bernabeu. His journey begins in Lyon, a city that would be the launching pad for his illustrious career. Karim Mostafa Benzema was born in Lyon, France, to a family of Algerian descent. Football ran in his blood, and from an early age, it was clear that he had something special. His touch on the ball, his awareness, and his ability to finish were far beyond his years. Benzema was quickly scooped up by the Olympique Lyon Academy, where he refined his craft alongside some of the best young talents in France. It didn't take long for Benzema to make his mark. By the time he was 17, he had already made his debut for Lyon's senior team, and it was clear to everyone that this young man was destined for greatness. While his rise through the ranks at Lyon was rapid, it was his performances in the 2007-2008 season that truly put him on the map. Benzema was unstoppable that year, scoring 20 goals in Ligue 1 and leading Lyon to another league title. But Benzema wasn't just a goal scorer. His intelligence on the pitch, his movement off the ball, and his ability to bring others into the game set him apart from typical strikers. At Lyon, he was more than just a finisher. He was a creator, a playmaker, and a leader. His vision and technical ability allowed him to operate in different areas of the pitch, making him an incredibly versatile forward. By 2009, Europe's biggest clubs had taken notice, and when Real Madrid came calling, it was an offer Benzema couldn't refuse. In July 2009, Benzema joined Real Madrid as part of the club's Galactico 2.0 era. He arrived in the same summer as Cristiano Ronaldo, Kaká, and Xabi Alonso, an era of massive investment as Madrid sought to return to the pinnacle of European football. Expectations were sky high, and for Benzema, this was the opportunity of a lifetime. But at a club as demanding as Real Madrid, success doesn't come without challenges. At first, Benzema struggled to adapt to life at Madrid. The competition for places was fierce, with established stars like Raul still holding sway over the team. Benzema wasn't an instant success, and his lack of consistent playing time led some to question whether Madrid had made a mistake by signing him. But what many failed to realize was that Benzema wasn't just a goal scorer who could be judged by his stats alone. His value was in his ability to make those around him better. Under the guidance of Jose Mourinho, Benzema began to find his footing at Madrid. Mourinho recognized something in Benzema that others had overlooked: his selflessness, his intelligence, and his ability to create space for others. As Cristiano Ronaldo began his reign as Madrid's main man, Benzema evolved into the perfect complement to Ronaldo's game. He didn't just play for himself, he played for the team. During his prime years, Benzema developed a near telepathic understanding with Cristiano Ronaldo. The two formed one of the most devastating attacking duos in football history. While Ronaldo was the focal point, constantly breaking goal-scoring records, Benzema was the quiet orchestrator in the background, pulling the strings and allowing Ronaldo to shine. And this is where Benzema's greatness truly lies, not in his own personal accolades, but in his ability to adapt his game for the benefit of the team. In many ways, Benzema was the ultimate teammate. He was willing to sacrifice his own goal tally to create space for Ronaldo, often dropping deep into midfield to link play and dragging defenders away from key areas. Benzema's hold-up play was second to none. His ability to shield the ball, turn defenders and find the perfect pass made him invaluable to Madrid's system. From 2010 to 2018, Madrid experienced one of the most successful periods in their history. They won 4 Champions League titles, including 3 in a row from 2016 to 2018, a feat unmatched in the modern era. And while Ronaldo rightly received much of the credit, Benzema's role in those triumphs cannot be overstated. Prime Benzema wasn't just about goals, though he certainly scored his fair share. He was the complete forward, capable of playing in multiple roles, dictating the tempo of the game, and creating opportunities for his teammates. He was the glue that held Madrid's attack together, the silent conductor orchestrating every movement. But the story of Benzema's prime doesn't end with him playing second fiddle to Ronaldo. In fact, some would argue that Benzema's true prime came to Ronaldo's departure from Madrid in 2018. With Ronaldo gone, there was a void left at the club. For nearly a decade, Madrid had built their team around Ronaldo's brilliance, and now they needed someone to step up and fill that role. And who better than Benzema? For years, Benzema had quietly been the support act, but now it was his time to shine. And shine he did. Benzema embraced the responsibility of being the main man at Madrid. He led the line with confidence, took on more of the goal-scoring burden, and became the team's undisputed leader. His maturity, experience, and footballing intelligence made him the perfect figure to guide Madrid through this transition period. From 2018 onwards, Benzema's numbers skyrocketed. He was no longer just the creator, he became the finisher. In the 2018-19 season, Benzema scored 30 goals in all competitions, and he followed that up with another 27 goals the next year. But it wasn't just the numbers that were impressive, it was the way Benzema led the team. He was Madrid's captain on and off the pitch, guiding a younger generation of players, and ensuring that the club remained competitive at the highest level. Under Zinedine Zidane's management, Benzema once again found himself at the heart of Madrid's success. Zidane, who had always been a mentor to Benzema, built his team around the Frenchman's unique skill set, and Benzema delivered, helping Madrid win the La Liga title in 2020 and continuing to perform at an elite level well into his 30s. So, what makes prime Benzema so special? To truly appreciate his greatness, you have to look beyond the goals and assists and consider his entire skill set. First and foremost, Benzema is a brilliant tactician. His understanding of space and movement is unparalleled. He knows exactly when to drop deep, when to make a run in behind, and when to hold his position. His timing is impeccable, and this allows him to create opportunities not just for himself, but for his teammates as well. Benzema's technical ability is another key aspect of his game. His first touch is world-class, and his dribbling is deceptive. While he may not have the blistering speed of a player like Ronaldo, Benzema is incredibly difficult to dispossess because of his close control and balance. He can hold off defenders with ease, and his ability to turn on a dime allows him to create space in even the tightest situations. Then there's his vision and passing. Benzema isn't just a goal scorer, he's a playmaker in every sense of the word. His passing range is exceptional, and he's capable of picking out a through ball just as easily as he can finish a chance himself. Whether he's playing quick 1-2s on the edge of the box or delivering a pinpoint cross from wide areas, Benzema's creativity is a huge asset to his team. Finally, there's his composure in front of goal. Benzema is one of the most clinical finishers in world football, capable of scoring with either foot or his head. But what sets him apart is his calmness under pressure. Whether it's a one-on-one with the keeper or a half chance in a crowded box, Benzema rarely wastes an opportunity. He has a knack for finding the back of the net in the most crucial moments. As Karim Benzema transitioned from a supporting role into the spotlight, his evolution as a player didn't just reflect his own growth, but also the changing dynamics of Real Madrid and football itself. With Ronaldo's departure, many wondered if Madrid would be able to maintain their dominance. What transpired over the following seasons proved that Benzema had always been more than just a complementary piece. He was a player capable of shouldering the immense responsibility of leading one of the biggest clubs in the world. The post-Ronaldo era at Real Madrid was a period of uncertainty. For nearly a decade, everything revolved around Ronaldo's goal-scoring prowess, and the team had been built to maximize his effectiveness. When Ronaldo left, Madrid needed to reinvent themselves, and they needed a leader to guide them through this transition. Benzema stepped up. In the seasons following Ronaldo's exit, Benzema was nothing short of exceptional. He transformed from being the silent architect behind Madrid's attacks to the primary focus of their offense. His goal-scoring rate skyrocketed, and his influence on the pitch grew exponentially. No longer was he the player who made space for others. He became the player that others made space for. Between 2018 and 2021, Benzema scored a staggering 87 goals in all competitions, averaging over 20 goals per season in La Liga alone. But his contribution wasn't limited to just scoring goals. Benzema's ability to link play, drop deep to help him build up phases, and provide assists ensured that Madrid's attack remained dynamic and unpredictable, even without their talismanic number 7. During this period, Benzema took on the role of mentor and leader for a younger generation of players at Madrid. Players like Vinicius Jr. and Rodrigo blossomed under his guidance, benefiting from his experience and intelligence. Benzema's leadership wasn't always vocal, but it was evident in the way he played and the example he set for his teammates. If there's one stage where Benzema's brilliance truly shines, it's in the Champions League. Often regarded as the ultimate test of a player's greatness, the Champions League has long been a competition where Benzema has thrived. Whether it was in the early years of Madrid's dominance or during his post-Ronaldo prime, Benzema consistently delivered on Europe's biggest stage. One of the most iconic moments of Benzema's Champions League career came during the 2021-22 season, when Madrid faced off against Paris Saint-Germain in the round of 16. Down to 2-0 on aggregate with 45 minutes left to play, Madrid's hopes of progressing looked slim. But then, in a performance that encapsulated everything that made Benzema great, he scored a hat-trick in the second half, single-handedly turning the tie around and sending Madrid through to the quarter-finals. It was the kind of performance that defined prime Benzema: clinical, intelligent, and delivered in the most crucial of moments. His hat-trick against PSG wasn't just about goals. It was about his ability to read the game, anticipate the opposition's weaknesses, and rise to the occasion when his team needed him the most. That season, Benzema would go on to score another hat-trick in the quarter-finals against Chelsea, as well as crucial goals in the semi-finals against Manchester City. He finished the campaign with 15 Champions League goals, leading Madrid to their 14th European title and securing his place among the competition's all-time greats. One of the most remarkable aspects of Benzema's game during his prime was his versatility. He wasn't confined to the role of a traditional number 9, nor was he simply a second striker. Benzema was a player who could do it all: score goals, create chances, hold up the ball, and even drop into midfield to orchestrate attacks. His intelligence on the pitch was matched only by his technical skill. Benzema had the ability to change the tempo of a match with a single touch, whether it was a deft flick to release a teammate or a perfectly timed run into the box. His composure under pressure was second to none, allowing him to excel in high-stakes situations where other players might falter. What separated Benzema from any of his contemporaries was his ability to adapt his game as he aged. While some players rely solely on their physical attributes, Benzema's success was built on his understanding of the game. Even as he entered his 30s, His performances didn't dip because he knew how to compensate for any loss of pace or agility with his positioning, anticipation, and footballing IQ. As Benzema continued to produce world-class performances deep into his 30s, the calls for him to win the Ballon d'Or grew louder. For years, he had been one of the most underrated players in world football, overshadowed by the likes of Ronaldo and Lionel Messi. But in 2022, Benzema's time finally came. After leading Real Madrid to both the La Liga and Champions League titles, while finishing as the top scorer in both competitions, Benzema was widely regarded as the favourite for the Ballon d'Or. His performances that year were nothing short of extraordinary, and his influence on Madrid's success was undeniable. When Benzema was awarded the Ballon d'Or in October 2022, it was a moment of vindication for a player who had spent so much of his career playing in the shadows. It was recognition not just for his goal-scoring exploits, but for his all-around contribution to the game. Benzema had finally earned the individual accolade that many felt he had long deserved, cementing his legacy as one of the all-time greats. When we talk about prime Benzema, we're not just discussing a player who was great in isolation. We're talking about a player who helped shape the modern game. Benzema's versatility, intelligence, and unselfishness have influenced a new generation of forwards who no longer see themselves solely as goal scorers, but as complete footballers capable of contributing to every phase of the game. Benzema's impact at Real Madrid goes beyond statistics. He was the glue that held the team together during periods of transition, the player who could adapt his game to suit the needs of his teammates. His willingness to sacrifice his own glory for the success of the team, him the ultimate professional, and his ability to deliver in the biggest moments solidified his reputation as a true winner. For young players coming through the ranks, Benzema is a role model. He showed that talent alone is not enough to succeed at the highest level. You need intelligence, hard work, and a deep understanding of the game. And perhaps most importantly, he showed that true greatness is often found in the ability to make those around you better. Karim Benzema's prime years were defined by his ability to seamlessly blend individual brilliance with a team-first mentality. He was never the type of player who demanded the spotlight, but when it came to delivering results, there were few better. His technical skill, footballing intelligence, and leadership made him one of the most complete forwards of his generation. Benzema's greatness can't be measured by statistics alone, though his numbers are certainly impressive. His true greatness lies in his understanding of the game, his ability to adapt, and his willingness to play for the team. Whether it was as the supporting act to Ronaldo or the main man at Madrid, Benzema consistently delivered world-class performances that elevated those around him. As we look back on Benzema's career, it's clear that his prime years were about more than just goals and trophies. They were about the subtle, often unnoticed contributions that made his teams better. They were about the moments of brilliance that turned the tide in crucial matches. And they were about the quiet leadership that helped guide Real Madrid through one of the most successful periods in their history. In the end, Karim Benzema's prime wasn't just good, it was extraordinary. He was a player who redefined what it meant to be a forward in the modern game, and his legacy will be remembered for generations to come.